I'm joined now by Reform UK MP Andrew Rosindell. Andrew, well, it's game on, isn't it?
Good evening, Patrick. Good evening.
Good evening. It's game on then, I take it.
Oh, absolutely, yes. No, if we want to get rid of Starmer and get rid of the Labour government, the people of Makerfield now have a fantastic opportunity to put another Reform UK MP into Parliament, defeat Labour and show the government that they simply aren't wanted. And this is their chance. I think Andy Burnham, if he stands, he'll lose. And I think clearly the poll you've mentioned, the results of last week, demonstrate that what people want is real change, not just a change in the Labour Prime Minister, but a change of government. And that means Reform UK.
But what about Andy Burnham's stardust? You know, what about the fact that he's been the mayor of Greater Manchester? He's the king of the North, Andrew.
Well, look, I think he's overrated, frankly. I think that he promised to stay as mayor for a full term. He's clearly going to break that promise. Frankly, you know, he's another left-wing socialist. Do we really want the same old stuff that we've put up with the last 18 months that's done such damage to our country? We don't actually want Labour at all, whether it's Andy Burnham, Angela Rayner, Wes Streeting. Frankly, this government is a disaster. We need a change, and that change cannot come soon enough. So I say to the people of Makerfield, in this by-election, elect a Reform UK MP, and let's look forward to the end of this Labour government.
Well, you've opened, in the last few moments, it turns out, apparently, you've opened now your nominations for people to put themselves forward, and apparently it's closing on Sunday. So you're not messing around. Is there anyone that you fancy, or are you going to go for the same guy that stood there last time, the last election?
Well, I think you'd make a good candidate, actually, Patrick. Why don't you put your name in? I'll back you. But the reality is... Can
I just say, everyone in the gallery is shouting yes, and the reason why is because they want to get rid of me, right? So that's why, OK? It's not going to happen, Andrew.
I think you'd be a great MP, but I think you're probably best to stay with GB News for the time being. But look, in all seriousness, Matt Goodwin was a fantastic candidate, but it's a much harder seat that he fought. Gorton and Denton was clearly going to be a very tough nut to crack. But Makerfield is within reach. We can get a Reform UK MP elected. So I would say tonight the Conservative Party should put the country before party and not field a candidate. Otherwise, we risk splitting the vote and potentially letting Labour creep back in. So the Conservative Party really should withdraw from this race and give a clear run to Reform UK.
So this is Reform UK now openly calling for the Tories to stand aside in the Makersfield by-election to really rub Labour's noses in it. Of course, the other aspect to this is that it might open up the door for a new election for the mayor of Greater Manchester, which Reform have a sniff at as well, don't they?
I think so, yes. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the people of Manchester will make their choice if they have to elect a new mayor. But of course, Andy Burnham has to be elected first before he has to give up the mayoralty. So any by-election for a mayor of Greater Manchester would not take place for many months. We don't know when this by-election will occur, probably 6 or 7 weeks' time, I would think. But let's see. The most important priority at the moment is to get the 9th Reform UK Member of Parliament elected. That means Nigel Farage is one step closer to becoming our next Prime Minister.
Well, look, obviously, Keir Starmer's in all sorts of trouble. We know that. Zach Polanski, I think, with every passing day is being found out to be, well, in some cases, quite literally not who he says he is, actually. But Nigel Farage is under the cosh a bit at the moment, and he was fending off, these allegations and accusations about a £5 million gift. There's also a bit of a housing thing where they're trying to go after him and say, well, he bought a £1.5 million house just after he was given the donation from Christopher Harborne, the Thai-based billionaire. I mean, at the moment, the only person who's got no skeletons in her closet seems to be Kemi Badenoch. She's doing quite well. What do you think about that?
Look, they'll always attack Nigel. They'll always throw something at him because that's the nature of the game we're in. They fear him. They know that he's popular. They know he's effective. They know he's a patriotic man who wants to rescue this country, and the old parties are frightened of him. So they're going to throw something at him. But frankly, this donation, I think, is a complete side issue. The reality is the money was used to pay for his security. Frankly, as our next Prime Minister, he ought to get automatic security anyway, because there are too many nasty people out there that want to do harm to serious politicians like Nigel. So, Kemi, look, Kemi's leading a party that had 14 years in power and 5 prime ministers and didn't solve any of the serious issues our country faces. The Conservative Party is no longer the answer. The answer is Reform UK and Nigel Farage as our next Prime Minister.
All right, Andrew, look, thank you very, very much for your time this evening. Andrew Rosindell, Reform UK MP. Well, look, you know, it's opened up for reform, hasn't it? It has, with the choice of this seat by Andy Burnham, the current MP there stepping aside, what that could mean for the Mayor of Greater Manchester. Talking